No one knows how many men are actually involved in sexual activities with children, but we can say that the networks of the pedophiles are much larger and more far-reaching than has ever come to light in the courts. In this closely knit and secret world, many men, far from being ashamed of what they do, have developed an elaborate theory which they feel justifies their activities. And they're only too ready to argue their case to anyone who will listen. Two long-time pedophiles agreed to tell us their views anonymously. These actors are repeating their words. Will you describe yourself as a pedophile? And if you do, what do you mean by that?
Yes, of course. Quite clearly, there are two definitions, mine and the rest of the world's. I'm a person who recognises the sexuality of children and recognises that that attracts me to them.
But isn't your primary motive for having a relationship with a child sex?
Well, the underlying drive is sexual, no one would deny that. Now, this isn't to say that I want to have sex with every child that I see. Far from it. Now, the relationship I would like to have with him or her, myself, I tend to be more of a boy lover rather than a girl lover, would be an open, free relationship where the child or the young person would be looking on me as a friend, or someone in whom they could trust, a mentor, if you like, someone that they can open their heart to. And in return, I'm someone that can give that child love and affection. And if the child wants it, the sexual contact, which in many cases the child eventually does desire.
How do you tell, though, if a child is reciprocating or not?
If the child enjoys it. How can you tell if a baby likes what you're doing when you're throwing it up in the air and if it screams blue murder? It doesn't. If, on the other hand, it chuckles with delight, it is. It's as simple as that. I would like to live in a society where the child has free choice, where if you went up to a child, well, I'm putting this very boldly, but if you went up to a child in the street and said, hello, how about going to bed with me? The child could say, and could ponder the question and could make some definitive judgment and could say, no thank you, or I don't mind if I do.
And what age would that child be? Is there an age that you could put on that child that they could make a judgment?
If in fact the child was aware of their own sexuality, was allowed to be aware and to enjoy their own sexuality, then the child could make that value judgment at any age. I mean, obviously, they've got to be able to speak. You're going up to them and that sort of thing.
If the child couldn't speak, how would they say yes or no in your society? Again,
as I've said, a baby will very easily tell you whether it's enjoying being thrown up in the air and caught again or whatever. It will tell you by laughing, gurgling, crying, screaming, turning its body away, or thrusting the genitals back at you.
This is a baby we're talking about.
This is a baby we're talking about, but I may add, I'm putting this in as an academic argument. I have never myself tickled a baby's genitals, to my knowledge.
These theoretical justifications have to be set against this reality, the face of a frightened child in a video popular amongst pedophiles. The pedophiles we have talked to are secretive but unashamed. They're also cunning and organised in their pursuit of children. Yet most of us believe that a sensible, well-balanced and cared-for child should be immune from the temptations proffered by such men. In fact, all the evidence that we have been able to gather suggests that whatever we would like to think, no child is safe.